Hey folks, this is the very first video for this channel, Bible Talk. I have no idea how to present this first video. I want to say, if you are looking for a channel that you can talk about the Bible, and when I say Bible, I mean Old and New Testament, with the understanding that some of the things in the Old Testament we don't do no more, but it's still the Bible. And most of it you still do, principles and ideas and stuff. When I say church, I'm not talking about the Catholic Church or the Protestant or the Pentecost or Seventh Day, Salvation Army, Satanic Church. But you know what I mean? I'm talking about, if you take usually 3 letters of the alphabet, any 3, and rearrange them and put Church of God at the end of it, that's the group of ideology that I'll be talking about regarding this channel. There's thousands, I think, of groups out there that fit that ideology. Some is out there, some is not, but just to wrap it up, that's what I'm talking about. Tithing, Seventh-day Sabbath, the holy days, and that type of mentality, ideology. Okay? I just wanted to get that out there. Do you think that the church is responsible for a lot of what you see today? I think it is. I think that the church is responsible. And when I say church, you already know I'm talking about the ones that's got the truth, and it's the church. They all say that almost. I believe that you are responsible for what you see, to a big extent. Don't get me wrong. There's things that God says is going to happen, and they're going to happen, whether you are the best church in the world, if you are a church full of Jesuses. It's going to happen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking the question, do you think that the church has accountability for the chaos and the depravity of mind and thoughts of great part of our society today? It does. The church is supposed to be a church that's standing up. There's things in the Bible that's like a big tower that's in a flat field. You can see it. You don't have to guess it. It's there and no debate. Then there's things that you might have to dig a while to understand. The ones that's in your face, absolute, written in stone, if you will, these things are the things that should be no question. When a person, like a man, woman, entity, demon, organization, rulers, whatever they are, when they come and say, you're not going to do this particular thing, and the Bible says you will do this particular thing, you have no choice. Well, you have a choice. If you are going to say that you're trying to do what God tells you, you have to draw a line in the sand and say, I'm sorry. I was compliant up to now, but now you're saying that I have to do something that my God tells me that I shall not do. Now, you're looking at a guy that probably would bend over backwards and break in two before I would fight. I don't know. I hope that I would fight. I'm just saying, I'm not a leader of a church. I'm not a minister. I'm not a deacon. You can tell I'm not in no suit and tie. I have no ambition to be a minister, that is, not a suit and tie. But I do know enough that I know that a church is supposed to fight against evil. It's the only thing out there that's a buffer for evil. It's the church. And I mean the church that don't take its own values over the Bible. Don't pretend that the Bible is saying something that it isn't for their own gain. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about legitimate stuff that's in the Bible. You fight for it. God forbid if I was ever a leader, because I'd be a big failure. But if you took the title the paycheck, and you're saying that God told you you're a minister and you're going to fight for God and teach the sheep spiritually and take care of them even physically in certain ways. If you're not doing that, then you're not doing what God called you to do. So that's what I was thinking. I didn't know how to go about this first video. So now that you know some of the things that I believe, if that's not for you, then that's fine. But if it don't matter, as long as you're respectful and polite in the comments, thanks and God bless.